Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
That's not Snake's voice, that's not David Hayter. You can't fool me.
Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore...
Okay, see what I mean? Immediately, we're already tied into the events, the tanker mission. So the tanker got sunk, released a shit ton of oil into the water, and they've built a facility, the big shell, to clear up the oil spill.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an idea?
You can't fool me, those are the Marines' faces.
Anti-terrorist training squad dead cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group and they have the big shell under complete control.
It's such a good setting for a game. Oh, that's some janky animation for the helicopter. Like it followed a set path and followed it too quickly.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government...
Oh, that seems like a lot back in 2001. What year is this game set in? Is it 2006? So I think it came out in 2001, but the game itself is set in 2006.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The president?
Unless the demands
The president's here as a hostage from terrorists.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst case scenario. If the chloride's being used to
Loads of dead fish around.
go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of...
It's hard to see there, but there's already a hole in the fence.
system will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history.
I also forgot it's a Colonel Campbell. I love his voice actor.
You have two mission objectives. One, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And two,
I always love this uniform that we have.
necessary.
Look at it, it's so cool. Ah, monster, robot,
You should know
Cyberman.
SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
A bunch of Easter eggs in this area as well.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
That's going to go out the window immediately. Not for us, but our main character here is terrible at sneaking.
This is Snake. I'm now inside strut A of Shell 1.
What? I can't hear you with a mask on.
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
I don't think we have them. I don't think we started one.
But through the oil fence, there's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team?
The voice actor here is Quentin Flynn, a very good voice actor.
And by the way,
Although he's talking very weird here. Very creepy.
Following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a
Sounds like he's
precaution.
talking with his... I know he's wearing a mask, but it sounds like he's talking with his nose pinched.
All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel
Good for
like some
you.
kind of legendary mercenary.
But I don't think he's got any real experience.
Make sure nobody sees you.
No shit.
Need to. Contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.
Ooh, the quality of this voice acting changed.
When you want to use the codec, push the back button.
Not that we recorded that line.
Contact you. The codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the back button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear.
It doesn't sound like Colonel Campbell's voice actor. It sounds like somebody else doing an impression of him.
Contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper
Yeah, there we go. It's
section.
completely different. That was very bizarre.
To the next level.
I think he needed to redo that line. He wasn't at the studio to do it, so he did it in like a cupboard.
Use that.
Sounds Sounds good.
I've never noticed that before.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors.
Yeah, it does look
It's referred
cool.
to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body.
And my ass gets showed off quite a bit.
Between the suit and the
Makes you feel like you're wearing nothing at all.
system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs. To
It's giving me a wedgie constantly.
They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Cannot shift my
Sounds
dick.
appropriate somehow.
My balls are tucked away and I cannot free them.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
Okay. Now we get to actually move around. So do you actually start with IR goggles? No. Weird that they say that. We've got a binocular. Oh, and I forgot. Because we're wearing the mask, we've got this terrible first-person view. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Right, first off, underneath here, I believe, is an M9. Nope, I've forgotten where it is immediately. God damn it. So... might be an item down here. I think you can dive in. Oh, you can actually swim right in the beginning of the game. And Kel's got a colleague to tell you about swimming. You can't figure this out by yourself.
These are the basic controls for swimming. Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster.
Change your heading with the left stick. Up will take you up, down takes you lower. Left and right to face those directions.
Well, yeah, some of his lines are
The O2 gauge will appear
dubbed over. It's weird. What's going on? I think it's because I'm wearing this headset, right? I can hear it better than I've ever heard it before.
Once the O2 gauge falls,
And so I'm starting to realise that Colonel's lines are, like, re-recorded.
be aware of that.
Wonder if that was in the original version or if it's just the HD thing. Right, so I think there's an item down here. What are you? Oh, what goggles? There we go. I guess Raiden dropped them as he was swimming up. But now I've got these for real. I'm sorry, people. I'm not going to be using them. That would burnt my eyes only for the split second I was using them. I guess Raiden dropped them as we were swimming in. Right. So because Snake had a beard, I believe we can hop over here. And the electric razor should be here. Or not. I reckon then that Snake's beard in that is what he normally has. And then if we complete a save, he can come back with an even larger beard. A bigger beard that you cut. But you have to get the razor to the cut. Let's have a look. I'm certain you can get the M9 down here. Have we got any rations? We don't. There's a bit of an Easter egg of the rations as well. I don't see anything over there. But it's very hard to see in this mask. We only wear this for this beginning area, so I'm going to get rid of it in a second. Which is stupid, because we want to hide our face from people, but fine, whatever. Alright, so no M9. I think it might be in the locker later on. There's another thing, so there's these sea lice all over the place. You can stand in them to squish them, but if we lay down in them for a while, we'll hear a noise. No, we've already got it. There's a sea bug, sea lice on our ration, and it will eat it over time, so you've got to shake it, and there it goes. Weird little Easter egg, but I like it. Yeah, so if the snake has a beard, you can find the electric razor in this area over here, and you give it to him as part of a cutscene later on. Let's have a look. Not in there. Ration. Right, I think this one's always... No, I was going to say it's always locked, but it's not. Right, I guess we don't get the M9 here. I've completely forgotten everything about the game. Fuck. Right, you can hear somebody getting beaten up. This guy got punched and was like, what the fuck? Very sneaky Raiden, and like the camera's looking around like he doesn't know what he's fucking looking at. I've got to tell Colonel about this.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry.
Well, it was bound to happen.
M94. Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gurlukovich man.
Gurlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists.
We know Glukovic is dead, but maybe some of his men survived the tanker incident and they become mercenaries. I swear we can get a gun at this point. We're on normal, I think it should be there. On easy difficulties, it's there at the very beginning. I know that for a fact. That his suit barely hides anything. Easily recognise that. It's Snake. It's not a fucking mystery. I saw a guy with a mullet in 2006.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're
All
out.
2 of them.
Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not
Did you
nerd.
call me a nerd?
Node.
I have feelings,
Use the
Colonel.
node to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the
That
structure.
was always a weird line. I don't know why he said nerd. Is that meant to be a joke?
Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3
Okay,
feet
so this
high.
is
Should be colored blue.
an introduction to make the map a little bit more difficult, because the Soliton radar does make the game super easy.
Access.
And the trick is that you've got to find all these terminals and interact with them in order to unlock the radar for that area.
The
I think it's a good
good
way to make it a bit more complicated.
and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
Yes, I believe these guys will stay unconscious forever. We have to interact with the terminal in order for them to wake up. There's a ration up here. And there's some ammo at the bottom right, but that might be dependent on difficulty. No, it's just a good hiding spot. Yeah, it's like, press the terminal off, you can interact with them, at least. And then Kennel's like, oh, you don't touch them, they're weird. Okay, and then this is also a very weird scene. So many weird scenes in this game. So, instead of pressing any buttons, it says, is this touchscreen? And it fucking electrocutes him. And that's how you gain access. I forgot to tell you, you can also just press enter and that lets you do it without the electric shock. Did I tell you that? I should have told you that. Super fucking weird. And I also wonder if you do that at every terminal. At every single terminal. Like you put your hand on it and you get shocked and you start screaming. There's just a guard on the other side of the room who's going, what are you fucking screaming? The lights are flashing. Something's going on. So you get to pick your name. So this appears on an item at the end of the game, so it doesn't actually matter. Let's do something very mature. But this. That'll do. I like that. And then you pick a birthday. I don't think this actually matches. Again, it appears on the item at the end of the game. Don't think if anything special happens on your birthday. That'll do 12. Well, let's do... that we might do. So 1. Let's do it for next week and we'll see if anything happens. So... 9 and then... Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. My math is fucking terrible. I'm just gonna check. Yes, I know it's stupid. Nationality UK, yeah. You can tell by my northern accent, northern UK accent. One of the worst accents in the UK. Not as bad as... It's not the worst, but it's bad. Real Type 1, so you can choose your options again, because don't forget this is also technically the start of the game for a lot of people. Real-time cutscenes, adjust aspect ratio for real-time cutscenes. Oh, so you can have it in letterbox or not, but they've upscaled it from the... guess if you want... Was this game in widescreen back in the day? It must have been. PlayStation 2. God damn, I don't remember. It must have been, I swear. Bloods on, captions on, own view. Oh, that changes the inverted analog stick, basically. Item window group, or you can have it as linear. Group's much better, in my opinion. So yeah, if you have like 2 assault rifles, instead of them being next to each other vertically, they'll be horizontally. So then all your equipment is much easier to get to. Quick change, we'll do unequip. So if you have it in previous and you tap right trigger bumper, if you just tap it, I think it is a trigger. If you just tap it, then it'll unequip your weapon if you're on unequip, or if you tap it, it'll go back to the previous item you had equipped. But we'll go for unequip just because it's easier. And the weird one, back to the title screen is below all this. I feel like exit should be above and back to the title screen should be at the bottom. Because I think I have done this before where if I accidentally click that and it takes you back to the main menu, and you've got to do all this intro part again and it sucks.
Good work, Raiden.
The radar should be functioning now.
Remember your VR training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps the terrain as well as the position of enemy personnel. The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden.
Oh, that
The red dots are your
scene
enemies,
just
and the blue
looks awful. It's just been stretched out for the HD collection. Not been
Your
redone.
radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by
Oh my god, that looks terrible. It's so blurry.
it gets
That's like
jammed easily
140p video.
It's all made from currently existing technology.
Everything's made from currently existing technology. I don't get that.
Harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We've made you a gun. It's from the future.
Layout map should now be available after touching the start button.
They could say previous existing technology though, couldn't they?
I've set
That kinda
aside
makes sense.
proprietary frequency for saves and an analyst to work on the data too.
Jack, is everything all right?
What are you doing here?
Jack, can you hear me?
Rose, you're not
There we go. She
supposed
doesn't
to
know how to
talk.
use the codec.
What's going on?
It's like an
I'm a
old
part of
person
this mission.
on Zoom.
What the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst.
Right. This is always a very weird decision for the game.
Why her?
The Foxhound analyst that was supposed to take part in this mission was in an accident. Rosemary was brought in.
They were
as a
shot 7
replacement.
times in the head.
An accident?
And according to the files, she knows you better than anybody else.
Rose may be in the service, but an intelligence analyst is no field officer.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own
Yeah,
reasons
so they've
for
basically got
selecting
a
for this
civilian.
mission, soldier.
Colonel, I failed to see...
And there's also Raiden's girlfriend at this point.
That's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow
Be part of the
Moses
mission,
incident.
which is a terrible decision, as we'll see constantly throughout the game.
Detail that case taught us. It was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to fight. My personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose,
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for
What
me
does
to
that
track.
mean?
His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
That seems like a huge security risk, but fine. I'd rather have you here.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save
I don't think she
frequency
ever
is
calls him Raiden again.
140.96. I just switched frequencies. Jack,
See?
do you know what day it is tomorrow?
God damn.
April 30th. Is
She's
there
obviously
something
not good
special
ready for
about it?
this.
Isn't there?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I'll keep trying till I hear the answer. I'm gonna let you
We'll
go
wait
now,
until the
Jack.
mission's over,
Take
when it's
care.
appropriate. So some of the conversations you have with Rose are actually based on Hideo Kojima's interactions with his wife. Slash arguments with his wife. It's very, very bizarre. It's cool, but it's bizarre.
Raiden,
and
the
weird.
sentry is regaining consciousness.
Be careful, Jack.
Find somewhere
See,
to hide
don't call him
until
Raiden.
the elevator arrives. You must stay
I feel like
out of sight.
Colonel should be like, fucking, it's Raiden. I've told you. Like 7 times. Right, let's see if I can get past this area without fucking up.
Secure the perimeter.
Oh, that's terrible. Alright, so he just goes up and down. I think I'd have a better look with the guy on the left. Oh no, I could run behind that guy. He's looking that way. Okay, I see a path. That guy's coming down now. I didn't do that before. Okay, we're good. I don't know who you might see us. No, we're good. I'm panicking for no reason. I'm just worried that I get caught in the first area. What happened in Metal Gear Solid 1? And here we go, get to see the face. It's not Snake.
Sons of Liberty.
Sons of
It is a new person with long blonde hair.
Snake.
Which I feel like, because it's not tied back, would be a detriment to the mission. Like, you get it in your eyes, like, see it around the corner.
Right, but he can't.
At the very least, you should be wearing a bandana, just to hide it.
He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
Quentin Flynn, such a good guy.
Could he have
Yeah, so if you
survived?
heard that, so Solid Snake is apparently the man in charge of the terrorists here. Which is why we've changed our code name, because that was originally going to be Solid Snake. Actually, I don't think it was Solid, I think it was just Snake.
Colonel, I'm on the roof. There are no sentries, but it would only take one to spot me in this light.
You never had daylight VR training after all. Stay extra sharp until you can find a node to log in.
Never had daylight VR training.
Commandos.
SEAL Team 10
And he's
is
sending
landed
him
on Strut's B.
in during the daylight.
President?
Seems he was spotted on Strut B.
Strut B?
Yes, you know, A, B, C, D. Do I need to put Sesame Street on again for you?
The big shell is comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding it.
So the whole thing is shaped like 2 hexagons connected end on end.
Exactly. And you're
You should know all this already.
Shell 1 at the moment.
You can see him there. Oh, I should have zoomed in for that. I think it's just a 2D cutout. Should have had a look.
First, get to a node. Log into the network.
Got it.
Okay, so... Don't think there's a guard here. I think there's, on high difficulties there is. No, there's not. Alright, so... There's something I really hate about this game, and it's Raiden. And it's not him as a character. So before the game came out, Raiden wasn't in any of the advertisements. He's not on the game disc. It was all showing Solid Snake in a tanker and replacing Raiden in some of his missions. So it was false advertising. I think it was terrible. I think it was an absolutely awful idea. And really, Konami should have been sued for that. Or it should have been someone at Konami should have been like, Kojima, you can't do that. I don't think if it even was Kojima's idea. But you can't do that. You can't say it's going to be one character, and then like for one quarter of the game, and then for 3/4 it's someone completely different who wasn't in any of the advertisements or marketing material. It's terrible. Now Raiden as a character in this is actually quite bad, but in future games is actually very good. So a few Easter eggs here. So if we look up at the birds, I'm going to scare these away just to cause some. I'm going to look up. Eventually, fly over and shit on the camera. Ah, there we go. Lovely. What a very interesting Easter egg. I imagine Raiden just got his eye open the entire time with bird. Oh god, that's so fucking gross. Why is that such a cool effect? Like it slides down the camera as well. Ugh. Just to see this bird shit on the floor, which if you run on it, you slip. So I believe, is it the D-pad? No, the D-pad makes you run. It's Metal Gear Solid 3 where the D-pad makes you move slow, so you gotta walk on it and you don't slip. And we don't have a gun, but if you start shooting all these birds, then Colonel will call you up and be like, Raiden, why are you fucking shooting birds? They did nothing to you. You're a fucking psychopath. And Rose is like, I hate you, Raiden. And then, like, if you try and save your game, she's like, oh no, I'm not going to save because I don't like you. I'm like, fucking, this is why I didn't want you on the mission. This is why it's a terrible idea to have you on the mission. And speaking of which, give her a call.
What's up, Jack?
Wait, not even Raiden. I'm going to save it here for now, and then we'll pick this up next week. I don't know what a very easy save is.
Jack, do you remember what day tomorrow is?
Tuesday.
I'm sorry, but I still don't.
But this is one of the arguments that Kojima had with his wife.
What is it, Rose? Talk to me.
I'd rather you figure it out. It's important.
How important?
Important enough, and we'll talk about
Important
it
that I'm bugging you about it. It is actually
tomorrow.
fairly
Seems
important.
more appropriate. I need all the help I can get so that I won't chicken out anyway.
Is that the reason you decided to be part of this
I
mission?
wonder what his thoughts are like.
I'm gonna finish this thing by tomorrow, no matter what.
You know I'll do everything I can to help you.
Rose,
You're so
there's
cute, I
something
can't
need you
bear
to
it.
do as an analyst.
What is it?
It has to do with Solid Snake. The leader of this takeover incident is claiming that he's Snake himself.
The legendary mercenary?
I need as much data on him as possible. Everything they have on him after the Shadow Moses incident.
He's dead now, isn't he?
Yes. Should be a burial record somewhere too. You should be able to request top-level security clearance from the
Okay,
Colonel.
this is actually fairly
That should get us
interesting.
into the most classified material.
I'm on it.
If we keep talking to her, she gives us more information about this. I'll just do that just because I saved the game. That's cool. Left off on the rooftop, so we don't have a gun, but if we started like killing these pigeons, shooting them, not pigeons, seagulls, punching them, shooting them, then we get a call from Campbell and Rose being like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop hurting the animals. And that's going to be a command. I was going to say it's a command where it's like a call. Got it, what call? It's like, press A to go call for the fence. And then I actually think I was going to say something important during that, but it's actually this.
SEAL Team 10 is in.
Do we really have no line of communication with the SEALs?
They don't know a thing about us. You know we work in the dark, and this mission is no exception. Only a few people know about your presence here. There's no need for concern. This operation is under Pentagon's direct command, and the NSDD came from the Vice President and the Secretary of Defense. Your mission may be top secret, but it's gone through the usual channels.
Yeah, so we're not allowed to be cooperative with the other soldiers here. Right, so I was playing a tanker, trying to be all cool and not tranquilizing anyone and just sneaking past, but I think I'm just going to fuck that because I've not been very, very good.
I'll go check the roof. I'll leave the first floor to you, okay? Understood.
Right, so he goes up to the roof. He does actually go up there, so if we go back to the roof, he'll be patrolling around. Oh wait, I never liked that. When he does the cartwheel into the camera. Because that's the developer controlling it, not me. So I feel like they recorded the input and they just missed.
Colonel, I've
They're like,
located
it's
the
fine.
node, but it's under heavy surveillance. I can't get in any
Heavy
closer.
surveillance by one guy.
Try making some noise to draw their attention away.
How?
How do you make noise? How much of a noob are you?
Got it.
Can't even whistle. Right, we don't need to do that because we can just walk around him. Right, this is a very cutscene heavy game. All the Metal Gear Solids are, but this one in particular, we're going to go for like 10 codec calls. No, yeah, that's the one. It's like the back to the title screen we don't want to do. Like 10 codec calls all in like the first hour. And it's so long. There's more cutscene than gameplay. Here we go, there's going to be another one.